Now, all eyes on auto sales data, which will be out on the 1st of August. Motown has been reeling under pressure on the back of supply issues and rising input costs. Sharad Dubey joins in with more details on what to expect.
First segment is the passenger vehicle segment, strong set of production numbers coming, and even the demand trends have been nice. M&M Automotive expecting almost a 1% growth, but on a year-on-year basis, they're going to rise almost 27%. For Tata Motors passenger vehicles also, we see almost a 4% growth in month-on-month basis in sales. And lastly, Maruti Suzuki's PV is a very good number to watch out for, almost 13% growth on a month-on-month basis. Now the focus moves to the CV segment, and do remember CV segment is also gathering a good set of volume trends coming in. So firstly, Eicher Motors, if you see the segment over here also on a low base, you see almost 47% growth on a year-on-year basis, and this continues for Tata Motors commercial vehicles as well, where we see almost 50% growth on a year-on-year basis. For Ashok Leyland itself, the number goes up more than 60% for the month of July. Now the two-wheeler segment, if we see, the volumes have actually going to increase 5% on a year-on-year basis of the industry, but for Bajaj Auto we see almost 6% growth on a month-on-month basis. Now for Eicher Motors Royal Enfield segment, we see almost 1% degrowth in a month-on-month basis, and for Hero Motors and TVS Motors, we see going ahead, they're also falling between 7% and 1% going ahead for TVS Motors as well. But overall, if we see two-wheeler demand, the recovery still remains slow, and the wholesale numbers haven't picked up as such from the July 2016 levels. Now lastly, we will talk about the tractor segment, and that segment is actually impacted. Of course, on a sequentially basis is going to fall more. For M&M, almost 45%, and for Escorts, almost 46% downtick on a month-on-month basis. Do remember, sequentially, there's an impact of monsoon kicking in.
All right, Vinkesh Gulati, President FADA, is with us on the show just to give us a perspective on whether we will see a good month. Has July been a good month, Vinkesh?
Yeah, so hi Tamanna, thanks for having me. See, overall, we are talking about the wholesale numbers, which are dispatches to the dealers. Right. And I feel if I talk about passenger vehicle, so we are happy that the numbers are really great. And the overall expectation is that the overall wholesale would be 320 or 330, which is a good number, seeing the demand on the ground. Like told by your colleague, the issue is two-wheeler, and it's clearly being shown with the wholesale numbers also. So overall, July if I talk on the retail front, we are expecting a good July as compared to year-on-year, no doubt. There'll be still challenge if I talk about 2019 numbers, which FAD always releases a comparison to know that if we are out of woods pre-COVID level. So passenger vehicle and tractor, we are confident that we'll see a good growth as compared to pre-COVID, but the other areas like two-wheeler and three-wheeler will be a challenge. Commercial vehicle could be similar as pre-COVID.
Okay. Now, are we beginning to see the impact of price rise, or is that cycle working differently for the auto sector? Because most companies took all of their price rises from the beginning of January. Has that had an impact at all on demand, or what you're seeing from July is that people have taken it on the chin?
So it is actually having a big issue on the customers' sentiment also, which is very clearly evident because the sector of the customers which buy the entry-level vehicle get the biggest hit when the price rise happens. And if I talk about since January, we have seen some 2 or 3 price rise depending upon the OEM or the category. And obviously, that's the sector which is going through a problem. The passenger vehicle, the compact SUV segment, obviously is positive because of the new launches, new features, and a different kind of hype being created there, which is trying to cover up even the degrowth of entry-level cars, which are there because of these price hikes and overall not so good customer sentiment.
Yeah. Within categories, what has been the standout? Is it all about passenger vehicles? Is it more at the lower end? How are two-wheelers looking at performance? What about tractors, etc.? Could you give us some more color to that data which we can expect?
See, very frankly, post COVID, so what we have gone through, we have seen people going ahead with the premium products more. And if I see on the positive side, we see 125cc and above vehicles, which are we normally call as premium, which are normally 90,000 plus, seeing a good growth happening even after when we see two-wheeler overall going down. So similar thing is happening in the car segment also. Entry level vehicles are not doing great, but vehicles which are averaging more than 10 lakhs or are being sold more than 10 lakhs are seeing the demand and the bigger waiting period. Just last, I feel yesterday, Hyundai said that their 41% sale are of the vehicle which is more than 10 lakhs. Whereas as if I talk about the pre-COVID years, India normally sold on an average vehicles of 5 lakh or 6 lakh, which has now gone up to 9 lakhs or 10 lakhs, which clearly shows the customers' requirement or their interest in cars having a lot of good features. And that is clearly shown. So compact SUVs, new launches, which we are seeing regularly, are the flavor of the month. Similarly, in the car segment and the two-wheeler segment. Now, if I talk about the tractor side, so we are seeing good sentiments there, good inquiry level there. No doubt we are also seeing a small blip down, but because of the rains. But this is the time when people are in a process of cutting and all those, the farm requirement thing, which I feel in a month or so, as we enter the festive season, we'll have a better situation there. So the tractors, we are positive. Maybe this month, July is not good, but coming months would be fine. And commercial vehicle, we are seeing good growth there, good level of inquiry. The freight movement has improved. The investment from the government on infrastructure has also put up positive sentiments there. So overall, a positive auto industry, except for two-wheeler. But the major issue is two-wheeler is 70% of the auto industry, and the degrowth there is pulling the full auto industry down.
Always a pleasure to speak with you. So it's beginning to look better for the auto industry. Especially we'll see that August onwards and perhaps hope for a better festive season. Well, the